Boy, oh boy, I tell you what. Since I'm not going to be posting no more, I might as well just go ahead and get this out. This was the start of my collection, but since I will never have a chance to finish it, I'll just show you what I got. So basically, I wanted to come up with an original character that had nothing to do with anything that we know of Star Wars. Something that would kind of broaden everybody's mind and keep them intrigued instead of having the crap that we've been watching and or that's been put out due to someone's emotional problems with reality and life. So they felt it need necessary to destroy something that, well, doesn't need to be messed with. Either way. So, how do I begin even talking about what you're seeing here? Well, for starters, this is my character, Zalyn. Coming from the outer worlds beyond the outer rim, from the unknown regions, a ship of unknown design enters the space around Korriban. Inside this particular ship is carrying a female, not known to the galaxy, an unknown species, but nonetheless, she's here. She was called upon by something, she doesn't know what, but she was drawn to it and she follows it. Inside her is her child. Upon her face, the mother, is a ritual mask made of obsidian cortosis, a relic of her people. The goal was to say that this character would be a part of the original Sith before they came to Korriban. She would be more or less the last of the original species. It is approximately 3 years before Order 66. When she lands to the planet, the mother takes an arduous journey. She lands in the middle of absolute nowhere, far from any type of whatever Korriban has to offer. The mother leaves the ship and she begins to walk, to follow this whatever it is that calls her. Days pass before she even reaches a remote area of any type of sign of civilization that is on Korriban. Upon this, she sees the different types of creatures that live there, plants, yada yada. A desolate world Korriban is, especially if you read about it and know the history. She's being led past temples, old ruins, ancient, terrifying. But these are nothing to do with her. She does visit each one. She visits the old Sith Lords of the past as they talk to her and try to understand who she is. As difficult as it is to quite understand that, she keeps going. Yet, to where she needs to be called is elusive. Eventually, she makes her way to a desolate mountain area, which just seems to be dark and devoid of light. A horrifying place, even for the most terrifying and evil person. None dared to go here because none knew of it. A temple so old that it predates anything. From the looks of it, hundreds of thousands of years old. Which really gets you to make you think about, who is it really that first came to this planet? Why did they have a temple buried deep inside of mountains, far off from no access to anybody where they can actually physically get to it? So the mother approaches. Surrounding this first ancient Sith temple, the creatures of Korriban, protecting it, surrounding it, but terrified to even remotely get near it. This is where it gets interesting. The mother enters inside this temple of doom, this temple of terror, this temple of evil, the temple of the dark side. So she does. Upon entering, she sees all types of horrifying things. The best way to describe it would be something like The Exorcist and Hellraiser, but Star Wars. Nobody really knows what the Sith actually truly did to really get their power. Sacrifices, dark rituals, dark magic, the extremities of what the dark side has to offer. Well, that's the beauty of it. The mother enters. She makes her way in. She consistently finds more pathways that lead deeper and deeper inside this temple of, well, darkness. Until she enters the belly, devoided of light, devoided of hope, devoided of anything except utter, pure darkness. The mother enters, seeing statues of faceless past Sith, even older than what we know, pointing at the center of a slab of obsidian stone, still sleek with blood and death. The mother's stomach is wreathing in agonizing pain. The child is ready. She sits upon this slab, begins speaking a language not known to the Republic, not to known anybody in the universe, but it's known to the temple, to where she's at. She begins to give birth, chanting the screams of horror and pain. Apparatuses, spirits began conjuring around her, dark entities, as it began colder and colder. Halfway across the other side of the galaxy, on Coruscant, however, Palpatine, the soon would-be Emperor, feels a disturbance, and not in a good way, to a point where he, even himself, felt slightly terrified, but intrigued. He must find out. So he leaves to go to Korriban to find out what is even there to make him feel this uneasy. The woman gives birth, finally, to her child. As her breath and life become shorter and shorter, she prays for someone to come to take her daughter, the daughter of Oblivion, the end, to finish what was started almost 300,000 years ago. It's amazing, isn't it? She lays her mask next to her child, wrapped in her tribal clothing. few days later, Palpatine arrives to Korriban, tracing the steps that the alien woman took. Finally, he reaches something he didn't even know about this first temple. As he enters the temple, he understands what is happening. He understands of the power. It excites him. With a smirk grin of evil, not only does he know that something spectacular is laying on the inside, something that could be used to destroy good for all, not for a while or just for a short time, but to destroy it, period. The soon-be Apprentice Anakin Skywalker eventually will fall and serve a purpose that we all know. However, Zalyn serves a deeper purpose. A purpose for him to keep his legacy going beyond what is known in the regular Star Wars universe. It is here where this story actually takes place. And he receives the child by the time he gets inside this temple and makes his way through all the horrors and chambers and makes his way lower and deeper inside into the belly of the beast. Finds a child covered in blood with a mask and with a dying mother at the floor by her feet. Simply says, "I knew you come, for the dark side has chosen, and you are the chosen." And with her last breath, she touches her child and simply says, "Oblivion is here." She crumbles away and she's gone. Palpatine simply looks at the child in amazement for what she has to offer. Nothing but raw power, ready to be shaped, used by his will and his will alone. He takes the child. They leave Korriban. As he leaves with the temple behind him simply just self-destroys. Finally and forever buried beneath the Korriban sands. He takes her back to Coruscant to keep her hidden from any and everybody except those who are truly trusted by Palpatine himself. She will be trained slowly, the simplistic ways of the dark side, but in a way that even the Jedi will not know. And for 2 years, she was trained. Now comes the most crucial part, Order 66. The most devious thing that could happen, as Jedi are being killed all around the galaxy. Zalyn is being shipped off to be trained. She's being shipped back into the Sith system of different planets to be trained. Juman Cross, Korriban. Well, those aren't just a few planets. There's plenty of Sith planets. She will be trained on every planet and trained by the previous Sith Lords. Her goal, to be one of the most ultimate weapons the dark side has ever proved. And for 25 years, she was trained. Trained during the Clone Wars, towards the end of the Clone Wars, to the birth of the Empire, up and through towards Palpatine's final breath before Darth Vader throws him down the shaft of the Death Star 2. At the age of 25, she's about what you see here. A full-fledged monster with powers that even most dark side users couldn't even comprehend. Beyond the outer rims and the outer regions, she dominated, destroyed, conquered countless worlds that would never be known by the modern Republic or the Empire, for that matter. This was the design that Palpatine wanted. He wanted to ensure the Sith dominance by any means necessary. As Lord Vader would do the conquering and what we all know through the movies and cartoons and shows, Zalyn worked behind the scenes. Not your typical, but with more darkness, more ferocity. And she would be held by her own troops. The classic stormtrooper, the all-white armor, is no longer a thing. The black armor with blood crimson red and red armor with chrome plating would be the typical thing. This would be here would be one or more of your commanding officer stormtroopers. But that's not the best part. The best part would be those who willingly accepted what Palpatine had to offer. Those who were truly loyal to what he was trying to do. Clone Commander Varric, aka 666. Served during the Clone Wars, fought in some of the most atrocious battles. Varric showed some of the most terrifying, acts, most likely that could be performed. He willingly participated to be one of the first clones to be part of the Death Trooper program. As many others followed, Purge Troopers, Phase 1 and 2. So did the fleet. Our personal bodyguards are the Death Troopers, as they range from different types, each in different cladded armor, each serving a purpose. While most were a particular way, didn't matter. She had a legion of terror that would make the normal stormtrooper look like cupcakes and sweet. But that was the point. The basic Death Trooper was all black. Zalyn's troopers, again, black, red, and blood red crimson. Each one has a distinct view. Most of them look normal, same, as they are part of the Empire. They are Sith Imperial. Large difference, as you see here. The ships, soldiers, fighters, and everything that has been accompanied to. Yes, it is terrifying. I'd figured it'd be best to have everything the same, so I did. Your basic stormtrooper. Snowtrooper. Perhaps one would ask, why would you have everything black? A snowtrooper, when it's white. Why would you have black? Why would you have your recon troopers look the way you do? why would you have your shore troopers or any other type of stormtrooper look the way you do? Well, it's quite simple. Terror tactics. Great for one thing to be white. But no one's trying to hide. On a snow-covered planet, I want you to see them coming towards you. That is the purpose. Death, oblivion, the end. That is the purpose of the black, the red, the crimson red, so that you know the end is near. This isn't by coincidence. This is all part of the tactics designed specifically by Zalyn. As you see, she also has some unique taste in pets. Even her loath cat is evil. While the regular world is existing, as the rebel forces desperately fight off the Imperial forces, Zalyn is conquering the outer, while Palpatine and Vader conquer the inner. This way it leaves absolutely nowhere for rebels to go. However, there is a big gap from after the Return of the Jedi all the way up to The Force Awakens. Well, my character embodies that. By this point, she would be around the age of 30, between the ages of 30 35. If we were to get to The Force Awakens, she's more or less around the age of 40 to 45. It is very important to know that despite what I'm trying to accomplish here, or just simply just put out a story for people, I don't expect anybody to like or understand or even agree with it. But originality to me would be the best and most significant part. So, yeah. Thank you for just allowing me to simply just get a quick little story out there, but it is truly a blessing to have these things and to come up with a good, cool little storyline that I hope people would like and hear, but my time is limited. I probably could have done this a long time ago, but, well, life. If there's anybody out there that feel they can use something like this as a story, characters, that'd be great, because I'm not going to be alive that much longer. Cancer sucks. And it hurts really bad. Oh. And again, I like to keep everything black. Creepy looking. But, yeah. If I knew how to do all this technical stuff, like make cool videos and AI videos, or just videos where this could be a little bit more appreciated and just not a toy for you to look at and me trying to explain it, more people might actually be intrigued by it. But I have collected a lot of stormtroopers over the time to try to get this storyline together. Phase 1, Phase 2, Purge Troopers, Death Trooper collection, just to kind of get everybody on the point on the same page. But this is something I've been working on for almost 7 years, and honestly, I didn't think anybody would actually give a shit. But I watched so many fan-made films, and because of the fan films and other content creators, they all have inspired me to stay strong and try to do what I can to put out something out there that I hope you all can appreciate. Unfortunately, I have given up And I just really don't honestly care no more. So this is my final video. And like I said, I hope you can appreciate it. So, again, Zalyn, Death Trooper Clone Commander Varric. Suburbiance. Different characters. Possible Stormtrooper looks. And of course, other Death Troopers. I have many more stories to go, but there's so little time to try to really explain it. Hey, this would be a good representation of the skull of the Death Troopers, or Zalyn. That was a pain in the ass to do. Anyways, I'd like to say thank you again to anybody who subscribed or just took the time to watch, or you're just curious to what the hell is going on with this guy. Thank you so much, man. As the world gets crazier and we are experiencing some trivial and crazy experiences in life, whether you believe in God or not, good versus evil, right versus wrong, please don't ever give up faith. There's times I just don't want to go on no more. Somehow I keep going. And I just don't understand what drives me to keep going. Through pain and agony, yet I still get up and keep going. So may you have the same energy I have. If you're struggling in life, may you find peace and happiness through God. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Keep your head. Keep your faith. And keep it strong. For there's only so much we can all do. They need to keep us apart instead of us being together. Thank you so much. I seriously really appreciate all of you. And if anybody knows or that's good with computer animations and you like what you see and you're willing to do something with this, then please let me know. I have tons of ideas and tons of different characters that need a place to go. Yep. And there's old Palps in there in the red back there on the hollow table, waiting to execute more orders, I'm assuming. Anyways, thank you again. As I always say before, this is my absolute last video, for there will nothing else be posted unless there's a reason for me to want to post again. So this is in your hands, to the watcher. Thank you. Glory to God, and may the Force be with you all.